Welcome to the worst with Chad Austin. My guest today is a hilarious comedian, in the LA area and all around the IE. Gabby Vargas.
Yes, hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. I put out the call like yesterday that I was like, I haven't done an episode this week. I need somebody. And Gabby answered, and immediately I took down the post because I was like, I know who I want on my show. Yay. It's Gabby. Gabby and I have been seeing each other around the haha for a little while because of the No Llores roast battles.
Good times.
And then finally, what was it? It was last week, right?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago that we squared up.
420.
Oh yeah, it was 420.
420.
I was like, I wasn't even high and I forgot what date it was.
It was still.
Everybody, I swear to God, everybody, I don't know if you felt this, but when the show was going on, like even before the battles, like all the comedians and whatnot,
Yes,
it felt like there was a time delay from joke to laughter.
That's
like it felt like it took a minute for everything to sink in. I was like, oh, we're in for something fun. Like this is gonna be fun. Everyone's too high to comprehend what's going on.
Right?
But this,
when you do like 420 friendly shows, you have to adjust your set. Because I have done one in Palm Springs that was at a dispensary, and you need to have like a big break in between each show because people need to catch up.
Just like let that marinate for a second.
Yes.
Oh, you got it? All right, great. The worst is if you stop to let something marinate and then it never hits and you're just like, oh no, they didn't get it because they weren't high. It just wasn't a good joke.
It might have been
once or twice. So yeah, like besides the dirt that we gave each other, like I don't really know much about you, so I was just like, hey, let's have Gabby on, let's talk. And then of course we have some silly news stories, and then we get into the worst. Silly stories. So tell everybody where you're from and how you got into the comedy game and all that kind of fun stuff.
Well, everybody, I am born in Staten Island, New York. Yes, and then I was raised in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I would go back and forth between New York and Florida because, like most of us, my parents were divorced, so my mom lived in New York. My dad lived in Florida, so...
Oh, okay.
I would spend, like, the summers and the winters in New York and then go to school.
Oh, is it school in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so, when did it start being, like, split between the two? Like, were you like just straight up in New York for a while and then
when I was like 6.
When you were 6?
Yeah, I moved to Florida from New York.
So so as a youngster you were doing the back and forth. Mm-hmm. When you were a kid, which part did you despise? Because I know like sometimes you're just like, oh god, I don't want to go back there.
I liked them both.
You liked them both?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I loved spending the summers in New York because we'd have 3 months in New York with just the city was our oyster. My older sister and I, we would just take the train and hang out in the city all day.
That's awesome. I've only been to New York once and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those things where it was just like as soon as I got off the plane, I was like, oh dude, if it wasn't so goddamn expensive, I could totally see myself here.
Right? Yeah. But if you're here, you could be in New York.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, okay. Because like
it's comparable price-wise. I think
it's gotten a little bit more even because I remember it was like 7 years ago when I went. And then I started looking at places. I was like, I can't pay $3,000
a basement studio for no one little window.
It's just like you fucked up when you walk into the place and it's just like, oh, there are no windows.
Exactly.
You wanted sunlight, sir? You're mistaken.
That's an extra $2,500.
That'll be $5,000 up front. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, it's gotten wild everywhere as far as money. I just recently heard that San Diego is becoming one of the most expensive cities.
Oh man,
and I was
so
just
beautiful over there though.
It's very pretty. You just have to deal with a lot of white people that look like me but are actually more racist.
Oh, okay.
And that's the issue. It's like there is a heavy segment of real racists in San Diego.
Oh man, I wasn't aware of that. We stayed in San Diego once, and it was like maybe it was like a Wednesday or Thursday night, and we're just like walking around the town, and every place that we walked past, they were having like an AA meeting or something. It was literally every building we passed. We're like, That's a group of people. That's a group of people in a circle. Okay.
It's like, oh, they're all just chugging coffee.
Yeah, right?
And they all look nervous. What's going on? It's like, oh,
they have a problem here.
Yeah, it's like, oh, just we're sharing our stories. I'll tell you what though. Okay, I've been to a couple AA meetings. Not for me, but
thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, no. I had a drug problem, not an alcohol. No, and I've been to so a buddy of mine, like when we were like 19, 20, he got it was drunk in public, but it was worse than that because he fell asleep on somebody's front porch, and then they called the cops. And then when the cops showed up and they reached down to like tap him on the shoulder, he woke up swinging.
Oh,
and
that's never good.
So he punched a cop like.
Oh, a little assault.
Yeah, a little assault. So we sprinkled that on top, and so spent a little time in jail. Nothing too crazy. And then when he got out, they're like, you need to take anger management. You need to go to AA. You need to do all this stuff.
Gosh.
And when he was told he had to go to AA, he was like, I'm nervous, man. I was like, dude, I'll go with you. I don't care. I was like, let's go see what this is all about. I heard some of the wildest stories there. And also, AA and NA meetings seem like a place where if you are not clean, you learn how to do drugs better. Because they were giving away so many techniques. Like this one guy.
You're taking out your notepad.
Yeah. No, seriously. I was like, mental note. No, there was this one guy. He was just like, I used to take a handful of Vicodin and I would eat it mixed with a handful of peanuts because I swear the oils from the peanuts made it get into my bloodstream faster. And I was like, how?
Did you chew the peanuts?
And you chew everything.
The pill?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And first thing that popped in my head was how much trial and error went into figuring out like the proper amount of whatever you're going to do.
Like, did he start with almonds first?
Right?
Or
it's just
work
like, almonds are too dry. He's all macadamia nuts are too expensive.
Fox pistachios.
Pistachios, he's like, who wants to shell those? He's all, but peanuts. He's all...
Honey roasted or just plain?
I mean, to cover the taste of the pill, I would go honey roasted for sure.
Just suck on those things for a while.
So, all right. So it was Staten Island and Florida, and then when was it that you decided, hey, I need to come to Trash Town, USA, and move to Hollywood or in the area?
Hollywood. Well, my boyfriend and I, we were working in the casino in Florida, and then we got jobs out here.
Oh.
To work in the casino, yeah. So we moved out here to work in the casino
originally,
yeah.
So it was like, cool. We got a transfer and we can try something new.
Yeah, exactly. Because you make more money out here because you get to keep all your tips as opposed to splitting them amongst everybody.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little bit better.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like pooled house.
Yes.
And then
exactly, keep your own.
Got it.
So we came out here to keep your own. I was working at San Manuel. And then I was working at Morongo, and then I got laid off from COVID.
Oh, you were working at Morongo.
Back. Yeah.
I'm from that area. I spent many a times because Morongo, for people that don't know, you can be 18 and gamble at Morongo.
It's good times.
So there would be days where you're just like, I'm not old enough to drink, and I want to do something slightly debaucherous. I'm gonna go spend my money, and I'm gonna go lose my money. And there's no better place to lose your money than an Indian casino.
That's right.
I mean, they will take it real fast.
And you realize how many people, not just the 18-year-olds, but universally cannot count to 21.
Oh my God, it's insane. I bet. Hey, yeah, because you were a blackjack dealer, right?
They're like, what's that half a squiggle right there? That's a 2, sir.
It's like, that L looks weird. That's a 7.
Right? Why is it upside down? So what do those two together make?
Let me see. It's like,
see the smoke coming out of their ears a little bit because they're thinking too hard?
How many adults did you watch count on their fingers?
Too many.
That's insane.
Way too many. Because they would try to not hope you didn't see them, and they'd be like, okay, I'll hit. I'm like, you have 19, sir. Oh, okay.
Like they're like, is it not good to hit on 19?
Right?
I'm not sure what's going
There's
on.
a 2
here.
coming, and then the next card would be a 2, and then they'd be pissed that I told them not to hit. But
they're like, you bitch. Like, sir, I don't know what card's coming next. Yes, no, you do.
Swore.
You fucking set me up.
You're a theft. You're stealing from me. You're right. I went in your pocket. Made you come here.
So I know that you told me like improv since high school.
Mm-hmm.
So always kind of had that like thing about you where you wanted to perform. Yes. And did you do plays and stuff too, or?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, some drama stuff, but mostly the improv.
Mostly the improv.
Yeah, and then I took some acting classes.
While in Florida, or once you got
in Florida.
Okay. How are those?
I'm
not. I don't know much about acting classes.
No, they're fun.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, I also took some acting in college too, so
okay.
It was kind of on the same thing. They just make you get uncomfortable, like in those classes.
Oh, okay.
Which helps. Like you have to like run across the room as like an animal.
Oh, okay.
So naturally, I pick an octopus.
Just get wiggly with it.
I'm an inflatable arm man. That's my pre-show
arm.
Ritual. Just, ooh.
My pre-show ritual is to pace back and forth and say, "Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up.
That's a lot of pressure.
Don't fuck this up." I know. I purely
get it. Flip the script. Have fun.
Purely get in my head.
You gotta get out. It's fun out here.
I know. And one of these days I will. But it's just I've been wanting to do comedy for a long time. I started like 3 years ago.
Nice.
And
2019 is when I went up for the first time. Yeah. Or the beginning of January 2020.
Okay. But yeah, it was like it was always just like, this looks terrifying. And
that's what everybody says when you tell them that you do stand up.
Oh, absolutely. Now that I actually do it, when I tell people like, how do you do that? And I'm like, it took me a long time. I was like, I'm still trying to figure out how I did it, but I did it. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it was just like, I have all these things in my head and I've written down 1,000 different things, and it was just like, I think that they're funny and I need to know. It got to that point where it was just like, okay, now it's just like the curiosity is driving me fucking wild and I need to just get over it and go try it, because I want to know if these things are funny or if they're just funny to me.
Yeah.
And there's been hits and misses,
but some funny.
I tend to excel in the roasting.
Love that. It's a good muscle to work.
It really, it's my favorite part about it is getting an opponent like 3 to 4 days before, and knowing that I have a small window of time to write some shit that.
I feel like that's when I work the best.
Under pressure, last minute. I've always been a procrastinator.
That's my drug of choice right there, procrastination.
Dude, that's been me for life. Like, I will wait until the very last minute and then just bang it out.
Right?
And I have no problem doing that. Like it always feels good to me too. It's just like I have 2 weeks to do this, and I could write here, and I could do this, and I could do that. It's like, or I can just chill for 13 days, and then on day 14, make shit happen.
Blast it. Facts. That's when the best stuff comes out, I think.
For me, at least.
Some people might disagree.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there are plenty that disagree, but I like the pressure.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why I've I guess, I mean, I kind of did. I chose my profession that I have daily, which is, high volume bartending.
Nice.
It was just the pressure of 10 people yelling drinks at you and getting pissed if they don't get served right away.
Right.
And thinking on your feet, that kind of stuff.
Being in the moment.
Yeah.
All that stuff really helps. That's why the improv really helps too with the roasting, because it helps to teach you to listen to what the other person's saying, as opposed to like trying to think about what you're going to say next, and like be in the moment, and then you can have like a good rebuttals stuff.
Which is also something I need to work on.
Yeah.
I sit in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The improv. You should take an improv class.
I thought about it.
Yeah, they really, really do. It helps you get out of your head, helps you be here in the moment, and just be able to be reactive instead of like just like waiting for your turn to say. Because like in an improv scene, if someone says something and then someone else says something, but you're still stuck on what the other person said, and then you say something, and everybody's gonna be like,
Like,
why are you,
what?
that's not connected, and you're gonna be like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, that was my
Because
bad.
you were too busy like, oh, this is good, I'm gonna say that, and then it's not even relevant
it's just
anymore.
like, dude, that was like 3 people ago. What are you doing?
So just like being in the moment and listening and having fun.
Yeah.
Putting on a good show.
No, yeah, and that's I always strive to like make sure like the show's good, and then it's just like I feel like my back it's my I know it's my back and forth that suffers on like like the rebuttals. Like yeah, like I said, I just too much in my head. But you're right, I probably should take an improv class so I can get out of that a little bit.
It helps because then you just do these stupid games and stuff that help you to learn how to do that without you even realizing you're doing it almost.
Yeah, it's like a nerve, like it just hits a nerve. It's just boom. It's just okay. I like that. That's cool.
They're cool. Yeah, you have to spin an invisible ball in a circle. So like you'll hit the ball, someone else will hit the ball, but then you can do different moves. Like you're gonna do a ramp because then you have to catch it. It's like
okay. Yeah, just okay.
Awareness.
I know you do a lot of voices. I've heard them. What's your favorite one to do?
My favorite one is probably this one because this is the most offensive one, which is weird because I do this one very good, Vietnamese accent. I like a lot.
Now, I was very curious about something. Is the accent like offensive or racist, or is it what you say when doing the accent?
It just depends on the person.
It is.
I think so. Does, yeah.
Right? Like, because I thought about that. I was like, I have mainly stuck to doing accents of that a white man can do because like, just like like Scottish and
like an Irish accent.
An Irish accent, yeah.
Oh, very good.
And then like and then just the
British.
the British and the non anybody's like pirates and robots and just wacky shit.
Yeah.
But I was just like, if I was to do an Asian accent, it really just depends on the crowd, and it's like it's not even like what you say when using the accent. It's just the voice.
Yeah, because I'll bring it out, and then you can see people are like,
people get uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I love it.
Like sometimes that's the fun part, right? Like the uncomfortable part is one of the things that I like to sit in when it comes to like certain things, like with the roast battle. When I went against Kyle Plouffe, like I knew I was going to open with a joke about his dad and his brother committing suicide. And I was like, this is either going to get a big laugh depending on the crowd, or it's going to get a
tight butthole.
Yeah, exactly. and when I said that, it felt like it split the room. Like
nice.
I remember there was a guy sitting off to the side. It was just like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. I got something going on. And then I was like,
that's good.
I'm just going to go on that subject because I like that. So
cringe.
That cringe is sometimes like it's needed, It
is.
Because you kind of push at what people think should be funny.
Yes. And that's what the roast battles are so good at, pushing the boundaries and making people uncomfortable. Like, you can laugh at this, guys. It's just life.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, and there's something I've told my daughter 100 times too, because she tries to roast people, like family members and stuff. And I'm like, I was like, no, baby girl, when I do this, it's like, it's an agreement between two people. That,
right.
Like, we have told each other all kinds of messed up stuff about each other.
It's consentful.
And we have consented to let each other say the wildest shit about each other. I was like, you don't just walk up to your grandma and tell her that her chins are getting big, or you go to your aunt and tell her that her nose is fucked up. You can't you can't just do that.
You have to do it in a creative way, honey.
Yeah. I was like, we got jokes that surround these things.
That's awesome. Teach them young.
Okay, so I wanted to get into a couple news stories, and one of the things I wouldn't necessarily call a news story, and normally I don't like to go after mentally handicapped people, but Brendan Schaub just released a new comedy special.
Okay.
And I don't know if do you know who he is?
I don't.
So he is like this a fighter and the kid, and he has a podcast, and he hangs out with like Joe Rogan and all them. And he was an MMA fighter, and then he became a comedian. And he released a comedy special this Thursday.
And it's special.
And I just want to say that it was a 30-minute special that he released on YouTube, and I did not laugh once.
Oh, no.
And it was so crazy.
Was it like T.I. level bad?
It was, yeah, if he spoke slower, it would be T.I.
Oh,
you know,
man.
but it was one of those things where it's like, okay, like, you've been doing comedy for like 7 or 8 years now.
Mhm.
Like, you should at least have the ability to write a joke.
Yeah.
But
And know some timing.
let me tell you one of the jokes in this special
Okay.
to where I was just like, you're fucking kidding me. And how are you selling out theaters? He says the whole special, it's called The Gringo Poppy because he married a Mexican woman and his kids are half Mexican, and so he has his whole thing is about that.
Gotcha.
He says that he moved into a new house and there's older white people around him that they're going to go meet their neighbors. And his wife goes, why don't we go say hi? She's like, I'll make some Mexican cookies.
Oh, no.
And he goes, Mexican cookies? What's that? Chocolate chip with salsa poured on top? And that was like at his like 20-minute mark, like near his close, like near like the beginning of his closing bits, and I was just like,
do you think he like throws this off on the people that he's around?
And that's where I think when you get to a certain level of being like famous or notable or whoever you are, that you just start being surrounded by a bunch of jackasses that just say yes to everything.
That's why you gotta have a core mastermind group of people.
You gotta have real friends, because
that are honest.
Whoever told him, be like, yeah, dude, this is a solid 30 minutes. You need to record a special right now. Holy fucking shit, dude. And like,
toy.
It just blows my mind because there's so many people out here that are just fucking hilarious and struggling to just
and then
get
this guy's
noticed.
just like,
and this guy's like over here with his fucking millions and millions of dollars from fucking podcasting, and then his group of friends that lie to him every day.
Maybe it was all just a big prank.
God, I hope so, because
Ashton Kutcher didn't come out at the end and was like, your parents.
He just looks at the audience and he's like, Hazel, Dallas, Texas, you've been punked.
I'll be there next month.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. And hyenas.
Oh, no shit.
Yes.
What do you are you working with somebody, or are you going out there just to do a couple of shows? Or?
Yeah, I'm on 2 shows, May 13th and 14th. If that's Saturday, Sunday.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes,
That's fantastic. May 13th, 14th, and 15th, I will be at RuPaul's Drag Con.
Nice.
I'm super excited.
That's going to be awesome.
I love that show.
Hell yeah. House of Avalon all day.
Dude, hell yeah. Okay, so I got a couple other things. I was scrolling through TMZ because I like to talk about news stories that don't matter to anybody else. And
TMZ, watching that show, they're all just sipping on cups.
I don't think there's anything in it. I don't think there's anything in it.
Someone's always sipping on a cup. I'm like, I can't take it. I don't know why I had to say that. But...
So, you know who Amanda Bynes is?
Oh, yeah. Amanda. That's me.
So, the headline caught me because it just says, Amanda Bynes clarifies crack porn comments about fiance Paul Michael. So I was like, oh, let's...
Crack porn?
Yeah.
Is that like a genre?
So no, it's like crack, porn.
Oh. Okay.
So, and then also, this is a great picture of her, which I'll add in later. But I didn't know she had a face tattoo now, which is now a thing.
That's. Did she get a tattoo of a kidney bean on her face?
I think it's supposed to be a heart. Yeah. So
embryo, maybe?
Amanda Bynes apparently, which I didn't know until today when I did
a filter, right? She ever
I thought. I didn't know this until today when I did a little dive into what the fuck's been going on with this woman, but apparently she's a rapper now.
Oh,
she's rapping, and the songs are as good as you'd expect.
Oh, man.
Okay, so it says Amanda Bynes has tried to clarify what happened that caused 2 911 calls from her home a few days ago when she accused her fiance, Paul Michael, of using crack and doing other things, but her clarification is alarming. Amanda jumped on Instagram and wrote, to clarify what I said about Paul relapsing, because he did, I don't know when he got clean, and because of the disturbing porn he watches, I just assumed he must be on drugs right now.
Oh my God.
Now, before we go any further,
I gotta know what it is.
You have a boyfriend, correct?
Yeah.
What kind of porn do you think would be on his screen where you would accuse him of being on drugs?
There's gotta be some animals, a lot of fists involved, I'm sure.
So many fists, dude. And then it says, but Paul also did vandalize his mom's house 2 weeks ago. And then, and then it says she wasn't done. And then in quotes, his brother Mark called the cops, but Paul left before he got there. When I saw his mom, when I saw the mom and when I saw the mom and son porn on Paul's phone, so that's what it was.
Oh.
I got upset and kicked him out. Then when he left, I was worried he would vandalize my home because he still had the keys, and that's when I called the police. At any rate,
oh my
I shouldn't have said that he's currently using because he's been sober for 2 weeks. And he also told me that he searched MILFs and the mom and son porn just happened to be what auto-filled into the search engine.
I don't think that's how it works, buddy.
But also, I want you to see her fiance.
Mom and son
I want you to see her fiance because he looks like a very stable person.
No, he looks like he hugs little dogs too tightly.
Say, I'm gonna pet him.
Exactly.
George,
all the way home.
George,
exactly.
George, he's not breathing. George.
He's okay. He's my special friend.
My special friend. Yeah, this guy looks like he's not all there, and apparently he raps with her, and maybe this is where their love connection started. Personally, I have no idea. For me, if I was to walk into my wife looking at porn, what kind of porn would make me think, oh, she's on drugs? I honestly, maybe any porn, because I don't know if that woman's ever watched porn.
No hentai?
Is that the octopus one?
I mean, I'm sure there's an octopus.
No, I know that there is
Octopussy.
I know there's some wild ass cartoons that
I prefer Sean Connery porn. That'd
Sean
be weird.
No Timothy Dalton porn.
Oh yeah.
She likes it rough.
All of the above, please.
So yeah, I just wanted everyone to know how well Amanda Bynes is doing. All right,
man, she was the best,
dude.
on all that.
She was one of the best people in all that.
She really was.
Like,
I love that when she would read the letters, ask Ashley. And then she would just go off on me.
Like she at a very young age, understood what like good funny improv would be.
Yeah,
right? Like
so good. Damn.
Have you been following the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial at all?
Yeah, it's pretty mesmerizing. I wish I wasn't, but it's
right?
just too good not
There was
to.
nothing about it where I was just like, yeah, dude, I want to sit and watch a trial. And then I started seeing clips, and I'm like, oh, dude, I want to sit and watch a trial.
Right?
Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I just don't understand how they got all those recordings.
It's amazing, like the shit that they've pulled up and like just between text threads and actual recordings, like so it's basically a relationship where neither one of them has ever trusted the other.
Right?
They have so much shit recorded about each other. It's wild.
Said their therapist told them to record their conversations or something, I guess. My favorite quote was when he called her a slippery whore that I donated my jizz to. I think that was
a good
the
one.
best.
I was like, damn, dude. I was like, I want to use that in a roast battle.
Right? Just the way that he says it. Is that slippery whore that I donated my jizz?
He's so just And then, dude, Amber Heard's lawyer, I swear to God, there's one video, it's like 2 minutes long, where he says hearsay like 40 times.
Yeah.
That should be a drinking game, dude. You take a sip of your beer every time that lawyer says hearsay.
Johnny Depp was even like waiting. He's like,
yeah. I know there was like one part where he's just like, and then the text message said hearsay, and he's like, I didn't even say anything yet. Like, what the fuck, guy?
Yeah, they're so bad.
It is insane. And it was funny because I was just talking to Gio over here about
shout out to Gio.
Shout out to Gio. I was just talking to Gio about this whole thing, which led me into like how just wild of a person Johnny Depp is, because like he's been famous since the 80s.
Crybaby, man.
Yeah, it's like original Nightmare on Elm Street, 21 Jump Street, Crybaby. Like, he's been around, and he's been like a sex symbol for that long.
Yeah.
And yes, he's a little bit more bloated, but I know plenty of people that would still want to fuck him.
He's sober. That's what happens when you get sober.
Is he sober now?
I don't know.
Yeah, but he does
Don't
have
quote me on that.
He does have sober face, though,
Yeah,
right?
he has
Like,
sober face.
but he has sober face, but apparently, he spends $30,000 a year on wine. And I was just telling him that in this trial, I found out one of the douchiest things about Johnny Depp. He calls having a glass of wine a spot of purple.
Ooh,
and I just think he spent so much time figuring out the coolest way to say I'm gonna have a glass of wine, and that's what he landed on.
Spots of purple.
He's like, join me for a spot of purple. Dude, and the thing is too, is like Gio even asked me, he's like, Johnny Depp British? And I was like, no, he's not. He's a fucking American. He's like, this guy has
Wisconsin or like the Midwest or something.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this guy he turned himself fully into Jack Sparrow, and he has fooled everybody into thinking that he is this more mysterious person than he actually is.
One of the things that he was talking about, he's like, she was chasing me in penthouse number 4 across all of the different bedrooms. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, actually, that was I was talking about how much money Johnny Depp spends, and I found this article where it's basically saying he owns a $75 million town in France.
Oh, wow, that must be nice.
He has 14 different properties.
The whole town?
He spends $10 million a year on just the 40 servants he has. Like, full-time, round-the-clock people that just cater to everything. Like,
goals.
Seriously, though, like, I was telling him, like, I have been poor for so long. If you gave me $1 million, I could stretch that for the rest of my fucking life.
That's what I don't understand, man. It's crazy.
It's like, how do you get to the point where you've been so rich for so long that, like, your overhead in 1 year is like $250 million?
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
That's like more than 250 million people's salary.
Yes. And you know what? It's just like, all these guys, I mean, it's just a huge flex. Like, Elon Musk, I don't give a fuck if you bought Twitter, but did you really need to spend $43 billion on it? Like,
oh my god,
was that a necessary thing to do?
Tweets were funny though. He was like, "Now I'm gonna buy McDonald's and make sure all the ice cream machines work."
Oh, you know, he had some good ones after that. Like, just the little things. He's like, "I'm gonna buy this and make it accessible to everybody." Like, you know, he had some good ones after that. But I mean, I wonder, was there a lower number they would have settled for? That's an extreme amount.
But like, he just wanted it and he could do it. So
he could do it and he did it. Like, that was a flex as fuck. And I know there's a lot of people mad about it, but I really don't give a shit.
They probably definitely have like secret doors in their house, you know? You like pull a book.
Oh, for sure.
If I'm that rich, I'll just have a picture and some titties, and you have the motor. And that opens up the secret door. No one will figure that out.
That is a brilliant idea. Right? Like, everybody goes to the fucking book.
The statue head.
Yeah. Turn the arm on the statue. Like, but who would have ever thought to motorboat the paint, like the painting of the titties?
That's right.
There's just sensors. There's sensors between the nipples. And he just,
if you do different things, it'll open different doors.
It's like I went up and down and it opened up this little hatch. Where do I go?
It's like an escape house.
Okay, so we are running short on time. We're gonna jump into a couple of the worst.
All right, let's do it.
So, namesake of the show.
The worst.
Have you ever done drugs?
Which kind of drugs?
Any kind of drugs.
I mean, I have engaged in marijuana activities. When you first started, fungi too. Out of the drugs that you've done, what's your worst experience on drugs? Like alcohol. The worst every time. Yeah.
Got any solid stories about a bad night?
Oh man, you know, I drove cross country with a friend last year, and her husband had just died from stage 4 brain cancer. So we're good times, 2020. Good times. Yeah, it is going to be good. So we were driving a U-Haul cross country from here to South Carolina. And we were almost home. We had spent the night in Nashville. We were all excited. We're like, all right, this is going to be our night. We're going to go out to Broadway, have some good times, you know, Nashville, sing some karaoke. And we did. And next thing you know, I woke up in the county jail. Pretty sure we got roofied.
Oh, no.
Don't know if we just blacked out or not, but apparently the Uber took us to the wrong hotel, where we then ended up throwing up and peeing on ourselves in the lobby.
Tell him what she's won.
Yeah.
Night in county.
Yeah, don't remember any of that. Apparently the cops asked us if we needed to go to the hospital, and we said no. But I feel like if you found us in that situation, you should probably just take us. But
Like, I'm just going to go off of what you said, drunk girl.
Right? Shout out to the Nashville Sheriff's Department. Yeah, I found myself in an episode of Orange is the New Black. It was great. Not so much. I had a jumpsuit on because we peed ourselves.
Yeah.
So they gave us like some weird mesh jumpsuit, and we didn't get charged with anything. They just held us for a while. But later, like a week or two later, we found an awesome Facebook article about our adventure, because apparently someone in Nashville just looks up all the arrest records and then posts them on their Nashville page. And the headline was, "Nashville destroys these two girls." And it was just our freaking mugshots on there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was.
Can you send me the mugshot? Do you still?
I have it.
You have it? Okay.
I got it. Yeah, it's me and my friend. She has green hair, and she's covered in tattoos. She just looks like the Joker. It's great. I'm just like
damaged.
Yes, literally, we were damaged. Oh my gosh, it was terrible.
Man,
alcohol that's never happened on weed. It's never happened on mushrooms, acid.
That kind of shit doesn't happen on weed. Weed. Food and sleep happens on weed.
Literally.
And laughing. And laughing. And for
Laughing.
me, a little bit of anxiety too. But that's why I wait.
Yeah.
That's why I wait until the end of the night when I'm not around people.
You must be smoking a sativa. Maybe you're more of an indica guy.
I would say I am more of an indica guy, because lately I have been taking these gummies.
Nice.
And just indica gummies like at night, and I just lay there and I watch Degrassi. The Next Generation.
I laughed so hard when Jimmy Brooks got shot.
Dude,
I can't even tell you. After Rick got tarred and feathered. Ugh. Can we talk about that?
Can we talk about that? Because like seriously, I'm like 8 seasons into, and I had no idea that they put this wild of shit on Canadian television.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
From the
Cassie was a whore.
And from the very fucking beginning, from episode 1, they deal with fucking pedophiles, and I mean, and a kid gets fucking stabbed. I mean, there is so much shit that we're shooting, stabbings,
Canadian
rapes,
schools,
date rapes. I mean,
suicide cutting.
Alcoholism, drug abuse. There is everything that happens to teenage children.
They have to be between like 12 and 15 years old.
There's a scene where they show one of the kids with a boner through his shorts, but
my God, yeah.
they show hard
so
Canadian teen dick in this show. It is wild. If you've never watched Degrassi, which
The Next Generation.
This one's wild. If you've never watched it, I highly suggest going on HBO and binging it. They have all the seasons on. And and do yourself a favor, get high and watch Degrassi. I actually had, when I first started that show, I had an idea where I was just like, I need to get high and like and almost like start like a new YouTube show of my reactions to every episode, because they're so fantastic.
If you need a buddy for it, I'm there.
Okay,
I love
we might
Degrassi.
have to start the show.
And I'm just talking about this from memories. I haven't watched it in like 12 years.
Oh my God,
shit is solid though.
Okay. Worst sexual experience.
Oh man, that's probably dude came over and he couldn't get it up, and he's like, "Oh, I just gave blood." What?
Is that even?
I just gave blood. So you have none left to go into your dick?
He's like, how much blood did you give, sir?
Fucking pints? You have a date with a vampire before this? What the hell?
It's just like, shit, man.
Yeah, that was the worst. Like, what?
That-
You're fucking 17 years old, bro. This
Right?
should not
Like,
be happening.
that is your most virile time. Like, you get erections in the middle of class for no fucking reason.
You should be
If
ready
the
to
wind
go.
blows right, you have an erection. Like, get the fuck out of here. I just gave blood. What a shitty excuse.
Literally.
My boy was scared.
Never forget.
What's the worst thing about where you grew up?
Worst thing about where I grew up. I mean, it was Florida.
So it was Florida.
The humidity, honestly, not cool with this hair. I know it looks pretty tame here.
Oh, I couldn't imagine. I haven't been to Florida, but I've been to New Orleans several times. And that
moist.
That humidity, like the first time I got off a plane, I just remember it felt like somebody put a wet blanket over my shoulders. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
You're just always dripping.
No, yeah. You get out of the shower, you walk out of the hotel, and it was just pouring sweat.
Just need a shower again, yeah, literally.
What the fuck's the point? What's the point, dude? It's wild. I never knew it could be like that until I went to the South. I was like, what is this? What is going on?
Thickness in the air.
It's insane how thick it is.
It just gives me a fro, and then growing up with this hair and my dad trying to do my hair, not a recipe for being a cool kid in school.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can imagine. I remember trying to braid my kid's hair when she was little. And I was sorry, dude. I do the best I can.
Oh my gosh.
Worst bomb on stage you've ever had?
That would probably be my second time on stage. Yeah, my first time ever on stage. I never did an open mic or anything. I had a friend. I told him I wanted to do stand-up. He's like, cool, I got a spot for you.
Damn.
So I did my first spot at Bruce's Lounge in somewhere.
Yeah. I've heard of it. I don't know where it is, but
somewhere in Southern California.
Yeah.
Close to
it's
LA.
Out here somewhere.
Yeah. And I did really well. It
gives you good feelings.
Yeah, and I was like, awesome, man. That was my first time. And then my second time, he's like, all right, I got you a spot at the Ice House on Saturday night. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do an all-new set.
Oh, shit.
Bitch, this is your second time. Everything's new.
Everything's new.
I didn't know that. Should have stuck with the first one. Bombed so hard.
Oh my god.
At the Ice House, man. It was like, wow.
Was it one of those bombs? Was it one of those bombs when you're leaving and you're driving home, you're like, I could drive right into that car in front of me and it doesn't matter anymore.
He was like, why did you think you were gonna do this?
You're just screaming at yourself in the car, hitting the steering wheel. No, yeah, I know those bombs because they fucking hurt and they stick with you. You're like, you don't even think about like, oh man, I've had really great sets, and you're not even thinking rational about it. You're just like, I am the worst.
Yeah, literally, I'm the worst. You stupid bitch! All your shit's new. Why would you do new?
Okay.
Great times.
We're at the very end right now, so I have this little thing where it's called Are You the Worst?
Okay.
It is a rapid fire series of questions where you just answer yes or no, and we find out if you're the worst or not.
All right, I'm ready. I like it.
And go. Have you ever stolen from your parents?
Yes.
Have you ever lied to your boyfriend?
Yes.
Have you ever been a bully?
Yes.
Have you ever cheated on someone?
No.
Have you ever worn Crocs?
No.
Have you ever worn jorts?
I mean,
I guess it's different
for girls. Yeah, they're not cutoff. Cutoffs on girls are cute. So I guess
I like that question really doesn't work for you because jean shorts work. They're cute on girls. Like
they the Dukes, man.
It's terrible when
hypnotizing
like dudes
almost.
Wear John Cena shorts and like
that's with that little pocket for the hammer. I don't even know what that one's for.
Yeah. That's the utility pocket. And have you ever made fun of a retarded person?
I have.
All right.
Guilty. But listen, I used to ride a short bus too because I didn't talk as fast as my sister did. So my mom thought I had to go to a special school. I have the class photo. I'm the only one not drooling in it.
Oh, dude. Gabby, this has been fun.
So much fun.
Do you have, this will probably, like, hopefully I'll get this out by like Monday or Tuesday. So do you have any upcoming shows that you want to promote?
Yeah, I do have some upcoming shows. I have a show next Saturday at the Complex Theater that is like half drag, half comedy show.
Oh, fun.
Super fun. And then on May 26th, I produce a show in Temecula called The Secret Garden Comedy Show.
Oh, nice.
And Rachel Wolfson and Matt Edgar will be headlining.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
So she's got great shows coming up. Instagram for people to follow you?
Gabby Makes Jokes.
Gabby Makes Jokes. that's been the worst, folks. Please like, rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends to tell their friends, and thank you for watching. We're out.
Thank you.